Welcome to It's All About You, a program that keeps you connected to all the exciting events and services the City of Urbana has to offer. I'm your host, Natalie KennyMarquez. On today's show, we'll talk with Animal Control Officer Michelle Carr, learn about the job of the Urbana Police Department's Monique James, and we'll also chat with Public Arts Intern Pauline Tannos. But first, I'm joined by Sukiya Reid. Hi, Suki. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi.
So I've had the honor to be able to work with you on a daily basis in the Community Development Services Department for quite a while, and I think that you're pretty much known as the smile that greets the community when they come into the office. But tell us a little bit more about yourself and your role here at the City of Urbana.
Well, my name's Sukiya. I've been working here almost 5 years. I'm an Administrative Assistant in Community Development. I am the face of CD. I'm the first person you see when you walk in. I report directly to Libby Tyler, who's the director of the department. I'm support staff for the Public Arts Commission, the Market at the Square Advisory Board, and the Business and Development Luncheon. So I work closely with economic development as far as processing market payments and with the tokens, and also with public arts. And then I do other clerical duties, payroll, pay bills, travel, things like that.
Yes, but there's something that you also do that folks might not know about, and that is you are involved with an initiative in the community called the CU One-to-One Mentoring Program.
Yes.
So tell us about that and how you got started with the program.
Well, ever since I've worked here, they've always had little information sessions around here about becoming a mentor. And I know a lot of people who work here at the city that are mentors. And I always thought it was something I was interested in, but I just don't have time for that. And so that kind of always just caused me not to follow through with it. So I was at the point in my life where I just felt like I wanted to give back or do more. And I went to an information session. And then I found out that our job here at the city, they allow you an hour a week to leave your job and go mentor, with no penalty or using your own personal time. So that was perfect. I'm like, I can do that. It's not taken away from my own children because I'm doing it during work time. So I did the training sessions and got started.
And so what do you do when you meet with your mentor, and where do you meet at?
Well, my mentee goes to the middle school, Urbana Middle School, and we meet on site. So we started in October. And it was outside mostly then because it was nice out. Now that it's colder, we meet indoors in the community center. We can play games. We can walk around the school, go to the gym, just spend time together and talk.
So if there are people in the community that would like to learn more about mentoring and doing exactly what you're doing, is there a place where they can go, or is there more information you'd like to share about your experience?
I would. I like to say that people look at it as it's just an hour a week. What difference can that make in someone's life? And I just got started, but from people I talk to, mentors and mentees alike, they really stress how important this 1 hour a week is, how much it means to the child that you're mentoring. Like sometimes you're the only constant in their life, and they look forward to that 1 hour every week. So I just went to a National Mentoring Month luncheon last week, and there were some key points that they brought away, which was to you're in it for the long haul, because most of the time when you start mentoring, they like for you to stay with that student until they graduate. And they want you to not take it personal. If they have sometimes they may shy away from you or have periods where they're busy and they don't have time to meet with you. Don't take it personal. They still need you. They still want you around. And just show up, be on time. And it just makes a world of difference in these children's life. And I'm already seeing that just in the few months I've been doing it. So if people are interested, the website is www.cu, then the number 1, TO, another number 1.org. And the contact person is Barbara Linder at the Urbana Middle School, and she can be reached at 337-0853. And her email is B as in boy, Linder at usd116.org.
Excellent. Well, what you're doing is extraordinary, and we really appreciate it, Suki. And what you do for the City of Urbana, we also very much appreciate.
Thank
and
you.
I really enjoy working with you.
I know, so much fun.
So thanks for being on the show
Thank you,
today.
Natalie.
whenever we see a forecast for snow or freezing rain or any conditions close to that, we'll work on the equipment. We'll double check everything. We'll check lights and grease and do a checklist on it. Make sure our salt's good and other equipment's ready to go. And just monitor the weather up until the point where we actually receive a weather alert.
Every winter, the City of Urbana Public Works Department is responsible for clearing the roadways of snow and ice. Even before the first snowflake falls, the operations supervisor has a plan in place that includes 16 residential zones that are cleared on a systematic rotational basis. Snow removal begins after an accumulation of 2 inches of fallen snow. When there is less than 2 inches and the roads become hazardous to the public, street crews will spread salt to prevent ice in the traffic lanes.
Usually if we get a 3-inch snow or something a little more than that, we'll split our entire crews up into 2 different shifts. Be 12, 13, or 14 people on a shift working from noon to midnight and then midnight again to noon until the event's cleaned up and taken care of.
Primary arterial streets are the city's first concern, followed by secondary streets, the downtown business district, and finally, residential neighborhoods. The Public Works Department is also responsible for clearing sidewalks adjacent to city-owned buildings and property, as well as city parking lots. Dead-end streets and cul-de-sacs will be cleared when equipment becomes available or after all residential routes are complete. When clearing these types of streets, the city makes every attempt to push the snow into the median in areas where residents won't be affected. Residential alleys are plowed only after 10 inches of snow has accumulated. For more information on how the City of Urbana works around the clock to keep our city safe, visit urbanaillinois.us or call 217-384-2342.
And we're back with It's All About You, and I'm joined today with Michelle Carr. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And we have a special guest too.
This is Piper.
Piper, and tell us a little bit about Piper.
Piper is actually my personal dog. She was adopted several years ago from the Champaign County Humane Society, and she actually assists me in my job here at the police department. And she goes to schools to teach kids on how to care for animals properly.
Wonderful, and that's a nice segue into telling us a little bit about your background
Sure.
and how you came to join the City of Urbana as the Animal Control Officer.
Sure. Prior to working here, I was actually the shelter manager at the Champaign County Humane Society, as well as the humane investigator for the state of Illinois. So I have a background in basically animal care, animal welfare, and enforcing laws.
Excellent. And so Piper goes out on the job and helps you out, and it's beautiful. Oh,
She
sorry.
does.
Didn't mean to startle her.
And it's also great because she is a pit bull mix, and I like to be able to take her around children and show them that not all pit bulls are bad dogs.
Right. Yeah. So what's a typical day look like for you when you're on the job?
So obviously it depends on each particular day, but there are days that I may get calls for dogs running at large, vicious dogs, but mostly it's going to be handling calls of possible neglect of animals.
Mm-hmm. And if if someone sees that happening or thinks that's happening, is there a number to call or a place to go to find out more information?
Absolutely. The place that you want to call if it's, I guess, a non-emergency is going to be METCAD, which is the 333-8911. If you believe it is an emergency situation, whether an animal is being beaten or you fear, their life is at stake, you can call 911.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I think Piper is the first one to lay on the floor during one of these interviews.
She's exhausted.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you so much, and we appreciate your service here at the City of Urbana.
Hi, I'm Kaylee. I attend the Urbana Park District's Teens in Action Summer Camp.
I attend the Urbana Park District's Teens in Action Summer Camp.
Hi, I'm Yiming. Hi, we're... No, you said... Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, okay. I'm UPTV, Urbana Public Television.
I am UPTV, Urbana Public Television.
I'm UPTV.
I'm so
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
You
Can you
already
hear us? Can you hear us?
know
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Okay.
I am UPTV.
Urbana Public Television.
I am UPTV, Urbana Public Television.
We are UPTV, Urbana Public Television.
Hi, my name is Phil Edwards. I am the Fire Marshal for the City of Urbana. Today I'd like to talk to you about fire safety. One of the top causes of fires in homes is cigarette smoking. In Champaign County alone, there has been 31 fires and at least 2 fatalities in the last 5 years, according to the Office of the State Fire Marshal. When smoking, we would like for you to think about not just the safety of yourself and your family, but the families that are around you. You can practice that type of safety by using extreme caution when smoking. First of all, we ask that you pay attention to your surroundings when smoking. Smoke at least 25 feet away from buildings, and also we ask that you use non-combustible containers to dispose of the cigarette butts. Never smoke in a home that has medical oxygen, because that increases the intensity of the fire. For more information on smoke-free multi-unit housing, you can contact Champaign-Urbana Public Health District at 217-531-4252.
And we are back with It's All About You, and I'm here with Monique James from the Urbana Police Department. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Nice to have you. So let's get started by you sharing a little bit about your background and how you came to this position with the Urbana Police Department.
Okay, so a little about my background. I actually am from Kansas, and because my husband is from Illinois, we decided to move back to the area. He actually is an Urbana police officer. So that's kind of how I got here. Now, with the position that I hold at the City of Urbana, I don't know, I kind of just fell into it.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay.
So,
well,
yeah.
we're glad you're here. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
I know we get to work together every once in a while.
We
It's
do.
Wonderful.
We do.
How long have you been with the City of Urbana?
I have been with the city for 4 years now. 4 years.
And what do you do in your role with the police department?
Well, I do a lot with the police department, but one of my big jobs that I do with the police department, I register our sex offenders in the area as well as our violent offenders in the area. So that is a big part of my job, and I actually, believe it or not, enjoy what I do.
So what exactly does that mean? Like, what do you do?
Well, what I do, I actually keep tabs on them. I figure out where they're living. I'll put information into the system to be able to, so we can track them about where they live, where they work, things such as that if they're in college, any of that, which is a big thing, in my opinion, to be able to know those things. You kind of want to know who lives around you, whether it be sex offender, violent offender. You kind of want to know if you have somebody that kicked in someone's door.
Sure.
Living next to you.
Well, definitely. And if people have questions about that or want to know these things, is there a place where people in the community can go?
Absolutely. They can visit the Illinois State Police website. So if you go to www.isp.state.il.us, you will be able to find out where the local sex offenders are, where your violent offenders are, and where your murderers live. So that website will absolutely take you in the right direction if you have any questions.
And is that just for our area, or is that for the whole state then?
That is for the entire state. Just a couple statistics, not that people, I actually care about it. We have 153 sex offenders in Champaign. There is 109 in Urbana and 39 in Rantoul. So in Champaign County, there are a lot of sex offenders that we all have to keep tabs on. As far as violent offenders, not so many, which is a good thing. Altogether, I think we have close to 59 in Champaign County. So you actually can go on that website and narrow it down to what areas you want to know about.
All right. And if people have any questions specifically for you or for the Urbana Police Department, non-emergency questions, where can they go for that?
They can come to the city, and I'll be more than happy. City Building, 400 South Vine, in the police department. I'm here. I'm available to answer any questions that people have. And typically when I talk to the citizens in this community, it kind of eases their mind some when I'm able to answer some of the questions that they have. So I'm always available here.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for what you do for the city, Monique, and it's a pleasure to work with you and to have you on the show.
Yes, perfect.
Thank you.
Many of your projects are long-term and they're done in collaboration with others. How do those develop? How do you get started?
They usually start from conversations with people where somebody finds something in their own research that they don't feel like they have all the tools to analyze or answer questions about, and so they bring it out and they say, hey, what do you think of this? And how might you approach this? And so we end up taking some problem that seems like it doesn't really belong fully in either of our worlds and work on it together.
Catch the latest episode of Art Now, presented by the Urbana Public Arts Program, every Monday night at 6:30 and Tuesdays at 11. You can also watch the file on demand via the city's website, urbanaillinois.us/artnow.
After a snowfall, the Public Works Department is doing their part, clearing streets and sidewalks adjacent to city buildings. It's important that property owners do their part as well, clearing the sidewalks of snow and ice adjacent to their properties. The Public Works Director may issue a call for mandatory snow and ice removal in the downtown Urbana, University District, and South Philo Road neighborhoods, following the accumulation of 2 inches of snow or more. Additionally, if dangerous icy conditions occur on city sidewalks, the same call for mandatory removal and clearance of sidewalks may be made. For difficult to remove ice, residents may apply salt or sand to make the walking surface more safe for pedestrians. Where property owners don't clear snow and ice, the city may have to clear the snow and ice from those sidewalks and bill the cost to the property owners, in addition to potential fines. If everyone does their part, Urbana residents will enjoy safe streets and sidewalks throughout the winter season.
Hi, Pauline. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me here.
And why don't we get started with you sharing a little bit about your background and how you came to recently join us in the Public Arts Program here at the City of Urbana.
Sure. So I'm originally from Indonesia, but I moved here to Champaign, Urbana when I was in college. I finished college here and then I moved back home to Indonesia. Then went to New York. Now I'm back here to work at City of Urbana. So my education was in arts management in New York, and I also did music business at Urbana Champaign.
All right. And then you went to New York and you interned, right, in some pretty amazing places.
Yes, I was lucky to be able to intern at the Museum of Modern Art and Orpheus Chamber Orchestra and Washington Performing Arts, and the last one was at Ensemble Museum. And they're really great experience for me.
Right. Well, we're lucky to have you, and we're glad that you're here. And you have hit the ground running because I know there is a lot happening right now with the Public Arts Program.
Yes, we've been really busy.
Yeah. I know the grant application process just closed, and you're working on that. But there's some new calls out. One of them is the naming contest, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
So recently the city completed a park, a new urban park, which is around Race and Greek Street. And it's a wonderful place. It has some components of public art. There's a new bridge. And right now it's called the Boneyard Creek Improvements Project, which is not a really catchy name. It is a mouthful. So we thought, why not crowdsource this and see what the public thinks, and maybe they have good ideas. Right. So we've been receiving some really good submissions. We have ballot boxes placed at the Free Library and also at Phillips Recreation Center and the City Building.
Okay.
And submissions can also be made online. We have a survey up online, and if you go to www.urbanaillinois.us/naming-contest, that's a long one, you will see the survey there.
And how long do people have to vote for a name?
How long?
Yeah, when does the
so the deadline
end?
is February 5th.
Okay, and how many entries do you think you've received so far? Have you been counting?
I think I've received, yes.
Okay.
I can't stop looking at it because we have some really good submissions.
Okay.
So I think we've received around 35 so far.
All right, that's excellent.
Yeah.
And beyond the naming contest, there's also another call for art in the Boneyard Creek Improvements Project area.
Yes, so around the park are these street poles that can hold banners.
Okay.
And I would like to put up some artworks on these banners instead of just the usual, slogan or whatnot.
Sure.
So we launched a call to invite local artists to submit their works, and also we invited teachers in local elementary schools to submit works by their students. So hopefully we'll see some exciting submissions.
And that's going on right now?
It is going on right now, and the
Okay.
deadline for that is March 6th.
Okay, so there's a little bit of time for entries for that.
Yes.
Very good. And this will all kind of come together in April, right?
Yes, that is the culminating event of all of these efforts. Basically, on April 11, we'll have a Boneyard commemoration event, and this will be at the same site, Boneyard Creek Improvements Project, where we'll have performances, activities for kids, we'll have artworks on the banners, we'll have food trucks. It's going to be a great event. And this is part of the Boneyard Arts Festival.
Wonderful. Well, we'll definitely be sure to have you on for more details about that April event.
Great.
But in the meantime, is there a website or a place people can go to learn more about the naming contest and the banner art call?
Yes, all of those you can find on www.urbanaillinois.us/arts. There are links there. You should be able to find them. And if there's anything, you can contact me. My email is ptannos@urbanaillinois.us.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, and keep up the excellent work.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here. For more information on the City of Urbana, you can visit their website at urbanaillinois.us. From there, you can watch this program on demand and download our audio podcast. We appreciate you tuning in today and hope you'll join us again soon. And remember, it's all about you.